absence of hope, the solitude of fear. Legs to hold you close, but never hold you near. Your grin of understanding hangs like flowers in her hall, and her life seems so demanding. She's just scunnered with it all. She's given up on love for coffee and TV.
Hello, if you're new, welcome to Four Waller, and if you've returned, welcome back. Here we talk about true crime, so if that is indeed your thing, please don't forget to hit the like and subscribe buttons. That way you'll be the first to know when the weekly story is dropped. Okay then, you ready? Today we're heading on over to Denmark, Copenhagen, to a wee place called Refshaleon. It's 2017, and here we meet Kim Wall. She has a master's degree in journalism, which she studied for in Paris. Loved and liked by everyone, proper people person. She's had her stories appear in magazines such as The New York Times, Time Magazine, The Guardian, The Atlantic, and Wired, to name but a few, covering stories all over the world in places like Uganda, North Korea, and Cuba, winning the Hansel Meath Prize in 2016 for the best digital reportage for Exodus, and has a keen eye for photography. She's stunning inside and out, loved by everyone like I say, and you can imagine the great stories she must have been able to tell. Such an out-and-out achiever. It's with the magazine Wired that she's fatefully brought together with Peter Madsen. He's an entrepreneur, inventor typey, has a serious obsession with submarines and rockets, and famous in Copenhagen for building the UC-3 Nautilus. It's the largest privately built submarine in the world, which cost $200,000, most of which was crowdfunded, and stands at a massive 18 metres and weighing in at 40 tonnes. He's self-taught for the most part, not really formally trained in anything, but a decent engineer and welder. Getting sick of the mariner's side of things, he wants to get back into rockets. He and architect Christian von Bengtsen form Copenhagen Suborbitals together. This won't last, as Madsen is a complete nightmare to work with, and he doesn't like that Christian spends more time with his family than the space project. In 2014 they have a fallout and part ways, and in the same year Madsen heads off to start a new rocket company, RML, Rocket Madsen Space Lab. Both companies feud quite a lot, so Kim is asked by Wired magazine to go get the scoop. They want Madsen's side of the story. But this coincides with Kim's imminent move to Beijing with her boyfriend Ollis, who's a pretty well-known designer. They're so excited to start a new life, to settle in Beijing. A date is set to go on the 16th of August, and it would be good to leave on a high with the Peter Madsen rocket fallout story, though getting a hold of Madsen is proven to be pretty difficult. He does speak to Kim, but then never returns her calls to actually do the interview. Kim and Ollis have arranged a going away party on the 10th, as they leave in a few days, and quite frankly she's over the Madsen story. But lo and behold, he calls her, inviting her down to the lab on the 10th, the day of the party. Since it's the afternoon, she's happy to go, but he's pretty cold with her and not that responsive to questions. So when he asks her to come down later that evening and he'll take her out on the submarine, Kim's not sure. It's the leaving party tonight, but he might be more responsive on the sub. Telling Ollis she doesn't really want to go, they both decide she should go to the start of the party and then go and interview Madsen, just for a few hours, and Ollis will hold the fort until she gets back. Kim agrees, she won't be long. Kim likes to finish a job she starts, being very professional. The party is all happening when she leaves, She sets off to interview Madsen, knowing she'll be back in a few hours. She's not. When she gets on board the UC-3, many witnesses are there and pictures are taken of Kim and Madsen on the sub. Kim texts Ollis at 8:15 and says, "I'm still alive by the way, but going down now. I love you." Then again at 8:16 saying, "He's brought coffee and cookies though." A few hours later, Ollis moves the party to a nearby bar as Kim's taking longer than expected. A concerned Ollis has tried calling and texting Kim but with no replies. Highly unusual for Kim not to respond. He'll go to the lab at the harbour to see if Kim's there. She's not, and at 2:30 a.m, Ollis calls the Navy to report the UC-3 missing. At 3:30 a.m, the Copenhagen police are alerted and major search begins. The Coast Guards send out alerts, any sightings to be reported immediately. At 10 a.m, a report of a sighting comes in. It's been spotted at Coggy Bay, 4 miles off Copenhagen. Contact is made through radio as Madsen tells them he's had some technical problems but heading back to Copenhagen now. The Navy assume both parties are uninjured and relieved contact has been made. At 11 a.m, searchers find the vessel. Surprisingly, Madsen clambers off the sub and swims to the search team who help him in their boat as the submarine sinks fast behind them. Christian Eisbach is on the boat that rescues Madsen. He will say, "He was totally calm, with no panic at all." When Madsen is asked where Kim is, he says he dropped her off last night, then cruised along alone until he ran into technical problems, so he surfaced. Says the ballast tank started flooding, then jumped ship when the rescue boat came before the sub sank. The police don't believe this BS and file an involuntary manslaughter charge. Danish law means this charge can keep him locked up until they investigate further. While police divers are checking the shoreline and indeed the seabed, reports come in that at 10:30 p.m, the night the sub was being searched for, it was spotted near the bay off Amager, and just before midnight, it's spotted again by a freight vessel, and the sub had no lights on. On the 21st of August, Kim's torso is found by a cyclist along the beach, southwest of Amager. There is 15 stab wounds to the ribs and genitals. Madsen changes his story. He'll say that happened trying to get the body out, up the ladder and out the exit hatch, that it was necessary. And says Kim was knocked out by the hatch door and died as a result. He panicked and put her body out to sea. On the 6th of October, Kim's head, legs, clothes and a knife are found in weighted bags in Coggy Bay. Madsen changes his story again, saying she died of carbon monoxide poisoning from the diesel engine fumes. The pathologist will conclude Kim's lungs were clean of carbon monoxide. Police, having looked into Madsen's background, find he was part of a fetish group into severe bondage in S&M. They find loads of snuff films depicting heavy and severe S&M porn. His phone has Google searches that read throat slitting, beheading girl, and execution murders. A witness saw Madsen getting into the sub that night holding a knife and saw in one hand and a video camera in the other. 4 women individually come forward and say Madsen asked them to come for a ride on the sub the same night, but all declined. Kim was the 5th to be asked. On the 12th of October, a saw is found in the water, and on the 21st and 29th of November, Kim's arms are found in Coggy Bay. Both her wrists and legs had restraining marks on them. Police are convinced a snuff film was made, but the camera was never found.
The submarine adds a sort of third dimension to the whole thing about sailing, and it's a dimension that is unique in that you are very far from home. You are very much alone in a good sense of the word. When the submarine dives, it's like you descend into another world.
The charge is now changed to first-degree murder. He pleads not guilty. There's no jury, it's solely up to the judge to convict Madsen. On the 25th of April 2018, in the Copenhagen City Court, Peter Madsen is given life imprisonment for the murder and sent swiftly to Herstedvester prison. In September of 2020, a Danish documentary-making film crew go to Madsen's prison. When approached and asked if he killed Kim Wall, he replies, "Yes." We're not finished. On the 20th of October 2020, he escapes prison after threatening a member of staff with what looks like a gun and telling them he has a belt bomb. He's caught 500 metres away, and after 90 minutes, the bomb squad find the gun and belt are fake. He's dragged back in, and a further 21 months are added to his life sentence. Did anyone else see this coming? Because I did not. If you did, let me know. Right then, this is my wee time out. Thank you so much for coming to see me, and I'll see you next week. And remember, be kind to the person beside you, unless of course the person beside you is Peter Madsen.
Hangs like flowers in her hall, and her life seems so demanding. She's just gone out with it all.